views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
In the news today, legislators debated another bill on assisted suicide.
Hello, and welcome to my TV show, Patty's Page. Today's special guest on Zoom is David Cooke. He is the campaign manager of Campaign Life Coalition in Canada. Welcome to my show, David.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me, Patty. It's good to be here again.
And in about 3 months, there'll be March for Life in Ottawa.
Yes, that's coming up very soon in May. Yes.
May what?
It is May 14th.
May 14th.
May
You
14th
going?
on Parliament Hill. Yeah, I'm going.
So we'll start off with the topic euthanasia and assisted suicide. MAID, medical assistant in dying.
That's a euphemism. That's what they like to call
That's
it.
Canadian, eh?
It is, yeah.
So is euthanasia and or assisted suicide ethical or non-ethical?
Right. No, I mean this is murder. I mean, that's what it is. When they established this law back in 2016, the Minister of Justice, as she was describing what they were proposing, she said, well, this is an exception to our existing homicide law. We are putting in an exception. So it is, they admit it is homicide, and it's an exception to the normal law, which says that you're not supposed to kill people. And here we have an exception that says, oh, you can. And it's not, we're not talking about the criminals or people who did mass murder. We're talking about killing disabled, elderly people who are sick, who are having difficulty, feeling left out, feeling a burden. That's the people who are being killed.
Why?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. I mean, I can think of there being a spiritual reason, and that our country has left God out of the picture for so long, and Satan has taken up a residence because this is satanic. I mean, we are killing, 5% of all deaths in Canada, 5% are by medical homicide. And why are we doing it? It
No
baffles.
logic. There's
No,
no
it
logic
baffles
to
my
it.
mind. I mean, it's cheaper than caring for people. I mean, we have a socialized healthcare system
Hmm.
here, so the government has to pay for it, and so
Ah,
poison is cheaper than healthcare. So,
they're greedy.
yeah, I think that's pretty true. Just right
Money
root of
talks.
human nature. Money talks.
There's no respect, compassion from the government to care for their own people.
Right.
And that saddens me.
It does. Me
It
as
didn't,
well.
our country didn't start off that way when we became one with Quebec as well as the easterns, western, north, south.
Yeah.
What year did this evil start in Canada and where did it come from?
Right.
Besides that lady.
Well, there was a Supreme Court ruling in 2015, the Carter decision,
Mhm,
which is kind of what opened the door. It's really strange because the Supreme Court in Canada had ruled
mhm,
over the years that euthanasia, assisted suicide was illegal, and
mhm,
consistently they had protected the rights of the vulnerable at the end of life, and said, no, we are saying again and again, we don't want to allow euthanasia or assisted suicide, and that had been the actual case law for decades.
yeah.
But in 2015,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just the cultural tides had changed or the composition of the Supreme Court changed.
Trudeau,
Trudeau is in power. And
the first Trudeau and the second Trudeau.
yeah, there's a lot of they have a lot of guilt to bear on
They
Judgment
have
Day.
no respect for their own,
Yeah,
really. And it's
but
saddening.
it is. Yeah, but they
So,
brought the Supreme Court ruled that there was a right to die in the in the right to life. Apparently, in the right to life, there's a right to die, and that they opened a very narrow door. They said someone who was nearing death and
mhm,
terminally ill
mhm,
could access euthanasia, and then the Parliament was forced to basically consider the matter. They could have uh, invoked the notwithstanding clause, and they could have, in Canadian law, in Canadian parliamentary procedure, constitutional procedure, we can invoke the notwithstanding clause, and you can basically ignore a Supreme Court
right.
ruling. And Parliament could have, but Trudeau Jr. Didn't do that. Instead, he brought in, under his government, a euthanasia law that allowed it in 2016. And
Mm.
then again, over the course of several years, that law ended up getting expanded, and it is going to be expanded again next year, next March, to include people who have depression, mental illness, addictions,
It's not
anxiety,
the
eating
people's,
disorder,
it's
anything
not the
basically.
people's fault that they have those problems. So why are they being killed? There's no logic. There's no logic again.
Right.
Satan.
It's
That's all
satanic.
just right back at him. I hope the Lord himself gives him what for. Because man, you're gonna lose a lot of people in Canada.
Oh, we are. We're losing a lot. I believe in the province of Quebec, it's 8% of all deaths. I mean, they're
Oh,
killing themselves. This province, which wants to be their own people and wants to be kind of, autonomous, and they have their
mhm,
culture and their language, the French
right.
language. They're very proud, and yet now they're killing themselves more than anyone else in the
Their
country.
own babies.
Yeah, well, it's just terrible. It's
How's
terrible.
our uh, human race going to survive if everybody's killing everybody else?
Yeah.
It's got to be
Well,
stopped somehow.
that's the thing is Satan hates God so much, and he hates those who bear the image of God, and it's there are easy targets at both ends of the life spectrum, the youngest and the oldest, and he's picking those people off. So,
From the womb to the tomb
right.
and in between.
Well,
There's
the in
no,
between is what's next on the agenda, because I believe, and I've said this right from the beginning of the euthanasia debate, and that this law that legalized euthanasia is just the beginning, and it's going to be euthanasia on demand. That's where we're going. Anyone, anytime. I believe that's where we're heading.
no
Where
matter what the reason is.
no reason necessary. That's where I believe it's going to head because, anything else that's discriminatory. Because in Canada, if it's discriminatory, it gets struck down by the courts. And to discriminate against anyone for age or any medical reason, disability, they're going to say, no, we can't discriminate. So we got to let anyone die that wants to die. So
Oh, shoot.
it's
Oh,
terrible.
mercy killing.
Yeah, it's
What,
not
where
not
is that?
merciful.
Where is that? Euthanasia or assisted suicide? Mercy
Yeah.
killing.
Yeah, it's just another euphemism, but that's it is not. There's no mercy in it because you're taking a human life, you're killing someone, and the mercy would be to help and care and love that
Yeah,
person
whatever
right to the
happened
end.
to that? Jeez Louise. Why have
That's
doctors? Why have hospitals and hospice and that? I
right.
bet they're going to try to get rid of that now.
Well, they're perverting it because they want to have euthanasia in the hospices, and I believe it is being forced into most hospices now, where they have to provide this in the hospice. So we're running out of options where
Yeah.
we're running out of safe spaces where people can go and they can live out their days without being
That's
afraid
right. We
that
have the right from the womb to the tomb to
yeah,
live. And as we are dying, compassion and love and helping the older people so they can live their lives out until they go home or wherever they go.
right, exactly.
And they're cheating us out
Yeah.
of that experience and being closer to the Lord Himself. Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. It is campaignlifecoalition.com, or also a shorter version of that is the letter C, life.ca. So you can go to C Life,
CLC
CLIFE,
Life.
clife.ca. That's the easy way to get there, or you can spell it all out, campaignlifecoalition.com.
That's
So,
right. And do you have a phone number direct for people to get help?
well, they can certainly call our offices and we will get them to the help they need, whether in terms of euthanasia, if they're considering suicide, we can help them direct them to the right people, whether abortion, people who are
Oh,
considering abortion, or they've taken the morning after pill and they've taken the abortion pill, RU 46. If they've taken that and they regret it, there's a reversal that could be possible. We can direct them to that abortion pill reversal. So the phone number that they can call is 1-800
mm-hmm.
730 5358. So that's our number, 1-800 730 5358.
Brain dead, organ harvesting.
Right,
When will do the quote doctors know that they can do that?
right. The thing is with the organ harvesting, the fresher the better, and
Mm-mm.
so they're pushing the envelope on what is considered death. So the interesting thing is the intersection of organ harvesting and euthanasia here in Canada.
Mm.
And where I live near Edmundston, New Brunswick,
Mm.
our hospital is on the cutting edge of organ harvesting through euthanasia. So they know that they can get really fresh organs through euthanasia because the person has basically signed away their rights and said, "I want to be killed," and they can take the organs in that process as they're euthanizing the person. So they're going to get the very freshest and well-preserved
Good.
organs. And basically, you know, I I don't know all the details of exactly what they're doing. I don't really want to know because a lot of
I
this
would
is
want to know because
yeah,
we gotta
we
fight
do
that.
we need to know. I know. We do need to know. But like a lot of this stuff is very like Nazi Germany like
Isn't
because
it?
it is. I mean, like they're experimenting in how to harvest organs as they're killing people. I don't know, but this is yeah, this organ harvesting thing is a really dangerous thing with combined
Mm.
with euthanasia because there's such a demand and there's money again, there's more money in this.
Mm. China is doing this,
Yes, yeah,
and oh, a lot of people have disappeared. You hear things like
true.
that.
That's true.
We have to help the citizens around the world, educate them, show compassion again, and let's bring God back into our society because when God left, everything went
Yep,
screwy.
yep. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Because the foundations are of our society in the Bible and with
Mhm.
God at the center, that is all being destroyed now. And without that, anything goes, and the most horrible things are just beginning to unfold here. Yeah, well, this is a great time to be a Christian because, the contrast couldn't be any greater between light and darkness, good and
Mhm.
evil. And I think it's becoming much easier for us to share the truth because it's so obvious the difference between, God's agenda and Satan's agenda.
Yeah,
What's right, what's wrong. Um,
people are
people
scared.
people are scared, people are confused, people are feeling they have nowhere to go and no purpose, no meaning. And we can shine the light so brightly in this dark world. It is so dark, the light shines so much brighter in the darkness. So I think it's a great time to be a Christian, although it is a scary time for us as well. And we don't want to, as a society, make it easier for people to be killed. And we used to have suicide prevention hotlines, right?
Hmm.
We used to be concerned to stop suicide. And
Hmm.
now in Canada, we have suicide provision hotlines. So we actually have, a number you can call to get the maid service. You want maid service, you
They
want
make it so
euthanasia.
pretty made
Yeah. Who wouldn't want maid service? It sounds so nice.
abortion. So this is an evil that's throughout the whole world, not
Yes.
just Canada. North, what's his name? Oh, Northenthal, the guy who started abortion here. Dr.
Morgenthaler,
Yeah,
Henry Morgenthaler. Yes.
I remember.
Yeah. The Canadian government awarded him some sort of honor. Um,
Oh, no.
yes. Yeah.
That's an honor to kill people.
I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
supposed to be peacemakers, Canada. We're not that anymore.
No. No.
So, from the womb to the tomb, we are not safe.
Nope. No, mother's womb is supposed to be, it's designed by God to be the safest place for a developing child.
Hmm.
And now it is one of the most dangerous places, especially in Canada, because you can have an elective abortion from any time during your pregnancy, right up to the moment of birth, until the child emerges fully from the womb. Until then, it is not considered a legal
Right.
person, and it he or she can be killed.
In
And
infanticide.
yeah, infanticide, and there's no
Okay.
just you don't have to give a reason. There's no need for medical assessment, no need for any diagnosis or anything. Not that that's a reason to justify abortion. It's not, but we're so evil in this country that you
Mm.
know there's no boundaries at
No
all.
empathy at all, because people were sucked into this long ago. They
Yeah,
use over and over and over till the people don't know. That is wrong. They
yeah,
forgot what morale is.
yeah,
They have forgotten because God has left them. They left God, I mean.
yeah, exactly.
Their hearts have hardened. They have to be open
Hmm.
with love.
Yes,
They
right.
can be forgiven, you know.
Yes,
And
yes,
oh, that's what, you know, God chose us. We didn't choose God.
exactly.
Not my will, but thy will be done,
Right.
as the Lord said.
Yep. Yep. And
And
he
after the
chooses he
abortion,
chooses some rough people, he does.
yeah,
And he can save anyone.
that's right. To
Yeah, I
others.
mean, you think of the story of Abby Johnson, right? She was directing an abortion clinic, and
Mhm.
her life turned around, and she's come to embrace Christ. So, I mean, anything can happen.
Are we under a dictatorship?
That's a good. Well, we have elections, right? We have elections, and they happen. Though we've had the same liberal government for the past, how many elections now? Was it the last three elections, I think?
Hmm.
Over 10 years, and
Wow,
long time. Yeah.
too long.
And it just seems like Trudeau left and Carney came in just before the last election. It seems like they kind of manipulate things to try to stay in power. They knew Justin Trudeau was very getting unpopular, and so they brought in Carney, and then the Liberal Party, continued to go on.
Using
And
him as a puppet.
yeah, and we're having defections from the Conservative Party over to the Liberal Party, and
Mm-mm.
it just seems like, when we're looking for someone to speak out, someone to stand up, to have a strong message, something that is, not just middle of the road or just kind of liberal light. We'd like something strong and something solid that's going to win people
Mm.
and and
I don't
people.
like being lied to.
No, that it's going to tell the truth and going to be courageous. But I don't know where that's going to come from, and
Truth shall
even
set you free.
the truth will. And
And
we
there
need some
is
people speaking
an
it.
organization called Christian Heritage Party,
Yes,
Rod Taylor as the main honcho.
yes,
He's trying to do what you guys are trying politically to change from BC over to uh, Labrador or Newfoundland or whatever. The main reason why they're doing that because they see the insanity of what people have been lulled into. And they see them spiraling down. We want Canada to be normal again with the Lord Himself to be safe.
yes, yeah, yeah. I love the Christian Heritage Party. They have a great platform, and I really would love to see more people be willing to work with them, vote for them,
Mhm.
be representatives in different ridings. They need
Right.
more representatives as
We
well.
need
And
more people to make a bigger group so they
yeah,
can communicate,
yeah,
witness to people as well,
yeah, that's
change
for
the government.
yeah, we'd love to see them do even more and have a bigger voice for sure. Yeah.
Would you work with them?
Yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to work with them and do what we can to help them, and we'll work with any political party that is willing to stand up for life.
Pro-life,
Doesn't
pro-family.
matter. We will work with them. In the past, before the Liberal Party went off the deep end on the life issue, there were pro-life people in the Liberal Party at
Mhm.
one point. There was even a group called Liberals for Life. We worked with
Oh,
them.
mm.
We'll work with people, but
Where are they now? Did it
uh,
get pushed out?
they got pushed out.
Oh,
They
dang.
got pushed out, or they got pushed into silence. They
Just
can't.
like Hitler, silencing the
Yeah,
church from wanting to save the people spiritually and physically.
yeah,
We are no, I thought we would never see something like that in our Canada. Human beings are human beings.
yeah.
They're evil or a saint.
Right. Yeah, we seem to just kind of go back down to the our old ways, our old sinful ways. We don't learn the lessons very well from history. We can kind of keep repeating our old
Going
habits.
back, like a dog going back to its vomit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why we
Mhm.
really need revival. We need prayer. We need a spiritual transformation in our
Yes, sir.
country. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What would you like to share with my audience as
Well,
pro hmm?
yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
As
Yeah.
pro-life people? We need you. What would you like to say to my audience to
Yeah.
encourage them?
Well, we're on the winning side. Christ is risen. So we
He is
we
risen indeed.
we do not have to fear. We just need to be faithful, be bold, speak up, speak the truth no matter what. We have a piece of proposed legislation here called Bill C-9, which
Oh
is
yeah.
trying to silence us.
Uh-uh.
It's going to take away our ability to quote the Bible on issues of whether life or homosexuality, transgenderism, whatever. They're going to be saying we're all haters with hate speech for quoting the Bible. But we have to remember that the Bible is the power of God. It is His power to save, the gospel.
Hallelujah.
So we need to keep quoting it, and we can think of how the apostles, in the beginning, the apostles were out in the temple preaching, healing. They got arrested. They went back out, preached and healed, and they got arrested. They went
They know
back,
the truth.
and they just kept going, and
Yeah.
they were
Never give
beaten.
up.
But they were faithful, and God, I mean, we're here today. God built his church, and the gates of hell could not prevail against it, and that will continue. And so we just, as pro-life people, we have God on our side, and we need to remember that and just keep fighting the good fight.
Don't lose your cool when other people are going all over the place there like a tornado. I would like to thank you, David Cooke, for coming on my show. I'd like to have you on my show again, like talking about transgender, how it got into our country, and all that sort. I got a whole lot of questions for you, kid.
Yes. My pleasure, Patty. It's so good to see you and good to talk to you again.
Godspeed.